Welcome back to the Missing 411 podcast. Tonight, we're venturing deep into the frigid, forested heart of the Adirondack Mountains in upstate New York, a region already notorious for unexplained disappearances. We're not talking about typical search and rescue failures. We're talking about places where the dense timber seems to swallow people whole. Tonight's story involves a creature whose very existence is still fiercely debated, the Dogman. What happens when a cryptid sighting crosses the line from observation into a decades-long siege? What happens, more specifically, when a single family's life mirrors the strange cluster of incidents documented in the wider missing 411 data? We have compiled the harrowing, unified accounts of a son and his mother, Jared and Clara, whose encounters span 30 years and multiple generations. This is a terrifying case that strongly suggests a predatory intelligence is at work in this region. From a shocking childhood home invasion attempt to a chilling face-to-face highway stare-down, this is a story of survival, skepticism, and the dark truth hiding in the deep woods of the Northeast. Our story begins in 1,985 inches, Hadley, New York, a mountainous area deep in the timber country where the family lived in a small, aluminum-skinned trailer. Jarrett, just 5 years old, and typically an adventurous boy, was about to have his childhood innocence violently shattered. He woke up on the living room couch in the middle of the night to a sound, something struggling at the front door. We've heard this many times before. That feeling of dread when something is trying to get in. When he looked up, he saw an immense, wolf-like, and stark white creature trying to force its way inside the trailer. Its massive head and one powerful paw, or hawk, were already wedged through the opening. That paw was smeared with something dark and red. It was blood. Jared watched this predator silently and methodically work its way in. Not violently, but with focused intent, moving side to side, trying to squeeze its massive shoulders through the narrow opening. The sheer size of this thing alone should have been impossible. The trauma was immediate, intense, and career-ending for his childhood. Jared stared for maybe 15 seconds before his mind simply gave out and he blacked out, waking up moments later screaming hysterically in his parents' bed. The incident left a deep scar, and the harassment, shockingly, did not stop. For years after that, it was almost every evening, tapping on the windows, scratching on the screens. These were small, deliberate noises, designed to ensure the little boy knew the creature was still out there, just waiting. As Jared grew up, the fear persisted because the incidents continued. One afternoon, while leaving his grandmother's house, he saw an immense jet-black canine leg step out into a shaft of light. The hawk of the leg alone was up to his waist, which puts the creature's full size into a terrifying perspective. The body remained hidden in the deep shadow, demonstrating an unnatural cunning. The cumulative effect of these events began to weigh heavily, turning his passion for the outdoors into a source of constant anxiety, a fear that was now fully justified. When Jared was in his late teens, around 1,997, fishing late at night on the Dogger River, he heard a repeated, subtle crunching in the leaves. His American bulldog, Jesse, a tough, fearless breed, stopped dead in front of him and let out a protective growl. The creature's response was immediate and overwhelming. It was a sound so loud and so deep it didn't just hurt his ears, it literally vibrated his chest. That guttural roar, like a semi-truck's Jake brake, sent terror through the entire group. Jared physically shoved his mother up the bank in the desperate dash for safety. For years, Jared's mother, Clara, tried to convince herself that his stories were just nightmares. She believed in common folklore like Bigfoot and ghosts, but not werewolves. Yet, even she had strange incidents that hinted at a dangerous intelligence operating just outside their perception. She recounted one time when they came home to find the back bedroom door open and a large mirror shattered directly over her infant daughter's empty bassinet. It was a chilling message of pure, silent menace. Clara also remembered an experience from her own childhood where something with a vice-like grip and hair grabbed her hand as she went to open a screen door, yanking her back with tremendous strength. But the most compelling physical evidence happened later when she went to her husband's pickup truck. As she reached inside, something massive slammed into the driver's side door. Her husband later found a football-sized dent on the metal at the fender, but absolutely no tracks, no hair, and no blood. This suggests an entity capable of overwhelming force followed by an immediate, clean disappearance. The ability for a massive presence to strike with overwhelming force and then vanish without a trace is eerily similar to reports from areas like the Skinwalker Ranch. This raises the critical question of whether this is purely an animal or predatory entity moving across some kind of veil, a dimensional rift. This hypothesis suggests that these powerful cryptids may be utilizing thin spots in reality to cross over, prey on whatever they can find, and retreat before they can be traced. The consistent lack of evidence, despite the violent activity, supports this highly unsettling conclusion. Everything changed for Clara in August 2016. She was driving home near Stony Creek, New York, when she saw something emerge from the dark woods. As she slowed the car, she realized it was walking on two legs. It was pure jet black with a large, bushy tail, and it crossed the road in a slow, meandering walk. Clara, the former skeptic, was frozen with a mix of curiosity and dread. She stopped the car and rolled down her window, ignoring her husband's screams to drive away. Clara estimated the creature at 7 to 7.5 feet tall, absolutely rippling with muscle. She described a terrifying sight: a black coat with a somewhat white face and enormous pointy ears. But the most striking feature was its eyes. She described them as looking like the embers of a fire, orangey red. She felt they were actively trying to hypnotize her, making it hard to move or step on the gas pedal. It simply stared back with a frown, showing no fear whatsoever, only contempt. Adding to the terror was the overwhelming sensory detail, the smell, a stench of sewer and wet dog, a repulsive rank odor that instantly filled the car and the air around them. Clara was fully converted. She told her husband, "I have to go home and tell Jared what we just seen. I think that's a Dogman." She finally apologized to her son, decades after dismissing his trauma. Her husband immediately bought a double-barrel shotgun and now sleeps with it within arm's reach, a terrifying testament to what they saw. Let's return to Jared's definitive encounter from 2013 on Route 9H. After a black streak the size of a bull darted across the road, Jared slowed down. The creature was hunched down in the culvert, staring at him with pure, evil anger. It was jet black with amber eyes, giving a grimace growl flash. Being in a low-slung car, Jared got a horrific eye-level view of its mouth, which he described in chilling detail. He observed a terrifying set of teeth. 3 canines on the top jaw, the middle one being the longest, and 2 equal-length canines on the bottom. The rear incisor teeth were pointed, not flat, and they interlocked perfectly, like a bear trap. Jared immediately realized this arsenal was designed for something far larger than a deer or a human. It was overkill, suggesting they hunt larger, perhaps even equally massive creatures, which should chill us to our core. Both mother and son encountered this formidable predator in the same region, confirming a dangerous, highly intelligent population. Adding local context, Clara recalled that her grandmother, a woman of deep local knowledge, used to warn her about staying inside after dark, referring to the nearby town of Thurman as the home of the wolf people. This generational fear, passed down orally, points to an old, established terror. Coincidentally, Route 418, which borders Thurman, is where Clara heard a recent police scanner call. A woman had reported a huge, dog-like creature walking on its hind legs, crossing her lawn and disappearing into the woods. The pattern of sightings is undeniable and remains active. Clara's daughter and stepsister also saw a jet-black wolf-like creature that was standing and looked at their car after dropping a deer it had in its mouth, further confirming the Black Dogman sightings. This consistency suggests a dominant subspecies or family group operating in this specific area. The cumulative evidence, the aggressive behavior, the calculated intimidation, and the immediate vanishing act suggests these creatures are utilizing an unseen advantage. They are not just hiding. They are utilizing an extra-dimensional escape route. Jared and Clara's journey is a grim lesson in survival in the face of the unknown. Clara, the former skeptic, now offers the same advice as her son. Do not go into the woods alone. Always go in pairs. Always tell people where you are going. This region, known for disappearances that fit the missing 411 profile, harbors something that is not merely an animal. It is a terrifying, muscular, highly intelligent predator whose origins remain a chilling mystery. The woods of the Adirondacks are beautiful, yes, but they are also home to the red-eyed, jet-black creature that remains a warning to all of us who venture into the wild. Stay safe out there,